Hey, this is Gavin, and I've been busy with these posts. I had 2 pallets of concrete. I'm working down onto the last one, and I have the front and then the lakeside, riverside. 94 posts, and this is just the road side of the house, and it goes all the way down to the water. And I worked 13 to 14 hours on Saturday, Sunday, and Monday, and then I've been waking up. Like this morning, I woke up at 4:45. Did a little work that they pay me for, and then yeah, I threw down straw. I raked this whole thing. I threw down seed, put out sprinklers. Anyways, I've gotten better as I've gone along. There's been a lot of practice. That's why I like doing these kinds of things. Um, I just listened to um, the Google Site Reliability Engineering book for most of the time, and then today I went ahead and listened to some Jacob Faccirecci just chatting, so I can download and then listen while I work. And it occurs to me, um, one of the things that occur to me is something I've been made aware of for years, even maybe even over a decade, is that like the best teacher is the teacher who doesn't even get the recognition. The so that's a really good teacher. And you know, whenever whenever I try to connect with God and try to be of service, I'll say things, even, at the work where I work, I'll say things, and people online, I'll say things. And, you know, it's often not acknowledged that the thing I said was right or good. But then I'll notice weeks, months later, people start repeating the ideas that I said. And, there's a part in me, it's like um, the little ego that wants to be acknowledged. And that little ego can make you like push people away, which would not be a good thing. I mean, it's actually really good for your ideas and I say your ideas, they could be ideas from God. For those ideas to make their way into the world is a good thing. And acknowledging a person as the source is not really a good thing. I mean, the ideas, uh, they come from elsewhere. Now a person may dedicate energy and time trying to be of service, trying to receive ideas and try to transmit ideas to people. But that person doesn't necessarily need to be acknowledged as a teacher. That doesn't necessarily help the world. So that's what I see. I see people embodying and thinking uh, in the ways that I think are right. And it's because I'm connected to them and I'm sharing my ideas. And I don't have to get acknowledged for these ideas that I shared with other people. To me, it's just the little ego that wants to be acknowledged. What's even greater is that the feeling of being of service and of helping. That's the biggest reward, because by embodying that way of being, it's it's how the world transforms most efficiently and effectively. It's how productivity increases. Getting worried about things like ego and getting worried and acknowledgement, I think, is a mistake. And I can even explain it. Like, the thing, the ego that wants to be acknowledged is the same thing that's in the other people who want to feel like it was their idea, right? So it's the same thing in all of us where don't we hesitate to give credit elsewhere to God, for example, instead of giving credit to, trying to take credit for ourselves. So it and it's in us, it's in all of us. And so I think we can reflect and we can look deeply and ask ourselves where ideas come from, and we'll see that it's not us as an individual or a person. It's everything and everyone working together. And that's why I like participating with people in a community, because even if I'm not acknowledged, I am able to be a part of the everything for that community, and I'm able to shape that community by just trying to be of service. So, shout out to one idea uh, is that I found interesting that I should look up. Um, on the Broken Clock Tower, Toots had mentioned turning dog poop into compost by training your worms to eat the dog poop. And that just sounds so interesting, um, because I do not like dog poop. Part of the part of the reason this fence is up has to do with dogs and dog poop. Um, Another shout out to Rami. He is he's doing systems thinking, and I pulled that conversation over to my LinkedIn. And this work that I'm doing is the reason why I can't give that more attention. I have a tool I wrote to monitor Paul VanderKlay's Calendly, but I have not been running it because I'm so busy. And yeah, I hope y'all enjoyed this recording. I mean, I grew up with this. In the mornings, you can see fish, you can see like shad, you can see geese. Oh yeah, and the geese came up and were eating some of my seed. I could have grabbed one of those geese. I'd came at it like a predator. And then now the geese they're keeping their eye out for me. They're being a lot more hesitant, which I like, but I could have snagged at one of those baby geese. That was fun, chasing down a wild goose. So get out in it. Uh, Go sweat. Like if you were to, it looks like I just jumped in the lake and I'm just covered in sweat. Now I have to go I'm doing two jobs. I'm doing my yard job and then I'm doing my job where they pay me as a site reliability engineer. So I'd say the one thing I want to push back on is Chad, the alcoholic. I want to push back on Chad. He's he's echoing this message that Paul VanderKlay will say, and that um, I think Joey from the Bridges of Meaning Discord server will say is they want to emphasize the in person. And while that is great for some people in their path, it's not great for everyone. Like you could be out in the middle of the wilderness, low population density, ready for the shit to hit the fan, ready to live a sustainable life with a small community. And, meeting with people in person just isn't for everyone. And so ideally, we can facilitate diversity and diversity of people um, at different points in their path with different interests and different barriers to meeting with other people. So I just want to push back on that. I feel like that's a little mind worm, some kind of, maybe Jacob Facciretti would call it malware. Because when we meet online, we can actually learn and teach how we should be meeting online because it's happening whether you like it or not, whether you want to try and get involved and learn how to meet online properly because we haven't figured it out. That's the thing that once we figure that out, we change the world and we can change it for the better or for the worse. It's going to happen. We're going to meet online and we just have to figure out how to do it properly. Now, I'm not saying that we should discourage people meeting in person, but I am saying we should not be discouraging people from meeting online and trying to innovate in the virtual space. So that's it for now.